what you've been looking for. Trust me, I don't wanna feel no more. Never mind, I'm thinking out loud before we draw a crowd. Reel it in, take it easy, there's no need to scream and shout. As far as I can see, now think it's time for you to leave in peace. As far as I can see,
Hello? You guys getting buffering? I've seen OBS drop to 0 a few times. I'm kind of concerned that my internet may be doing the flip-de-do again. Which wouldn't surprise me, because it's there. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know what I mean. Because it seems like every tweet I send out manually is complaining about air. Nothing you've seen? Sweet! Let's get into the game and hope the internet's stable. A bit. No buffering there. I hope it's just something on my end. The OBS is being screwy. Why is this tractor so quiet? Have I fiddled with the sound and not noticed? Huh. There we go. Clickbait or what? It's not clickbait! It's true! Clickbait's when you make something up that isn't even in the video. Small boy does a spray. Small boy is tractor. It's even in the small tractors category. It's a small tractor. Small boy does a spraying. Hey Brendan, how am I? I'm good. By the way, if the person whose Twitter comments I've been arguing in is in here, apologies for parachuting in. Yanis pointed it out to me and I figured that I'd have a bit of fun. Because I know that the person whose comments I've been arguing does follow me on Twitter. I don't know if they're in the stream at the moment though. Thanks for throwing you under the bus. Hey, I'll give credit where credit's due, Yanis. It's all your fault that I was arguing in somebody's comments. And somebody's replies, I should say. I don't know how to regard Twitter. Right, I need to do this, and this, and this. And you guys could barely tell I was out of the game. Hey, Adam. No school today, yesterday, thanks snow. There's been like no snow here today, it's been raining all day. I woke up earlier on today and was greeted by a cat at my door. Meowing at me for attention. So I went downstairs, picked him up, and he started headbutting my mustache. As cats bizarrely tend to do. Christmas brought a money cheat today. I did see that. I've also seen, I've seen people complaining there's no money cheat, and now I'm seeing people complaining the money cheat is too money cheat. I love the farms and communities sometimes. Like, there's no money cheat. The money cheat that we have is too cheaty. But well, make up your minds. Decide what you want, please. Hope my knee's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I've sorted the problem that I've had with my knee. It's my oddly my index finger on my right hand is like really bad, and my knuckle there's really sucks in the cold. Hey, CD. Thought realisms were realistic. Realism is a modding team. Just like any other, they can bring out whatever the hell they like. I think they saw the demand for a money cheat and brought it up. Because at the very least, it's a money cheat where you can, like, write it off in a roleplay or something. Minus 20 there today? It's like 5 degrees here or something like that. Let me just check. Oh, of course, Sims just sent a video in the group chat on Facebook when I'm streaming. $72,000 you're testing right now. It is right here, right now, according to my phone. If I tap on this, it'll give me the actual real weather for my location that they have. If I tap here, it should... There we go. CD lives in like New York or something. Hit minus 47 Celsius, wind chills yesterday morning, not so bad now, you're actually awake. Well, I mean, it's weather that'll wake you up for sure. That, you know, there can't be any argument that the weather will wake you up when it's that cold. I dislike how thick the oats are. I like it when I'm harvesting because it looks awesome, but when I'm trying to like fertilize or something, it's a pain. Current condition. Oh, current conditions. No weather at all. There's ice inside the car. Well, that's what happens when you leave a bottle of water in the car. It's that cold, CD. Stephen, hello. Hopefully the stream's behaving. Hopefully. Okay, that's just not gonna work, is it? Because it's being a turd. Is this gonna work? Right now, please. So it's 4 degrees, feels like -8 with 89% humidity. Yeah, there's ice, a lot of ice on the way. Placeable seed tanks at last. Yeah, they came out today as well, didn't they? I don't have them because I might download them just for the lime tank. Assuming there is a lime tank. Because lime is, I think, in my eyes, a bit imbalanced at the moment. I feel like it needs to be used a bit less quickly. You saw no lime tank. Oh no. Did they not put a lime tank into it? Hey Ernie. I'm enjoying how piecemeal this field is, by the way. Hey Larry lad. How you doing today, dude? That's my dashboard frozen. Again. The lime tank came out before Christmas, did it? Seed, solid, liquid, fert, and herbicide tanks. I suppose the logic there is there's no lime tanks on the... Or there are lime tanks on the base game maps, so they're not necessary in that, I guess? There's already a lime silo. Could somebody throw a link to me on Discord later then? Because I'd like that. I just noticed that my dashboard on my PC hasn't frozen, and I've just refreshed my netbook for nothing. Hooray! Stop that. I'm just trying to... It's on the mod hub. Yes, I gathered that, Irish, from people saying that there was already one on the mod hub, but I'm being lazy and asking for a link on Discord. I know that that's usually the answer that I throw when I get something off the mod hub and people ask me for a link, but that's being a bit overly cheeky. Interestingly, OBS is capturing at a different frame rate to XSplit. It's capturing at 49 FPS, or to XSplit, to the game. It's capturing at 47 FPS and I'm getting 50. I don't know why my FPS is janky in game at the moment, but it is. Possibly something to do with the insane amount of crops in this field. So apologies if there's some frame rate lag going on in the stream. There's surprisingly little I can do about it. So I go down this lane here, I think. Yes, that'll do. I do know, I haven't watched it, but I do know that I think Wopster put out a video about his GPS mod today. I've not watched it, but if you guys have, or if you guys want to, go over and find it. I don't know where it is, I don't have a link. But I do know it came out today, because SFTN shared it in the group chat on Facebook. But I've not watched it yet, so feel free to leave your thoughts on it, if you have seen it. Hey, Madaf. Any new mod maps? Not today. Much to the annoyance of one guy on Twitter who's screeching endlessly about it. Don't know where the diesel tanks are on Sutton. Let's see if we can find them. Is there a fuel point on Sutton? I'm not seeing any fuel point. What dog do I have? I don't have a dog. We've got cats and I have no idea what breed they are. They're like strays that we took in. Any more news on Marwell? Unless Oxy pops in and lets us know an update, no. Send Oxy to let us know any updates, guys. I don't talk to him as much as I maybe should, or I'd like to. It's one of those situations where no news is possibly bad news, unfortunately. Come back to 17 because the slow mods are coming. Unfortunately, that's down to the QA team just being, from what I can see, in absolute chaos. Lanny's kind of been talking about it. It looks like P-Freak, who was in the QA team, has moved to a different role, and they haven't taken anybody on in the meantime, so there's less people testing more stuff at the moment. So there's naturally going to be kind of a bottleneck happening. There's no fuel point. There's no fuel point on this map. WBF brought out a map that doesn't include fuel, but does include trees parked right on the edge of fields that you can't cut. GG, WBF. GG. Yeah, let's have a map that we can't buy fuel. I can get fuel in. Download a modded fuel trigger. Apparently that's the only way you can get fuel on this map, because WBF didn't think far enough ahead to think that actually fuel is a thing tractors might need. The more I learn about this map, the more I dislike it. Yeah, this map is being... I'm not even going to put it on the server. I'm going to keep review on the server at this point. As soon as Sutton or any other half-decent... Or not Sutton, as soon as Marvel or any other half-decent map drops, I'm dropping this map like a sack of dog poop. Because the more that I learn about it, the more I realize this is just a bad map. It's just badly made. It looks nice. Most of it's quite good. But if you make a farm sim map without a fuel point, you've not finished your bloody map. And he released this. And FSUK tested it and said it was perfect, despite not having a fuel point. I'm sorry, but the tester that did this, that decided, oh, this is a perfectly good map, didn't test it. Hey, Dusty. Whoever tested this didn't test the damn map. between missing the egregious thing in G and missing the fact that there's no damn fuel point on the map, I can only assume that the map was never actually tested and just passed as being perfectly fine regardless. And sure, it got taken down after the fact, but it should never have been up in the first place. It's okay for multiplayer if you never need to refuel your tractors, Paul. I think the person that tested this map initially shouldn't be allowed to test anymore. Should be removed from the testing team on FSUK because they're clearly not doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is making sure that crap doesn't end up on FSUK. Making sure the FSUK rules are followed, which they clearly weren't. Irish, could you PM it to me? Please. It would be appreciated if you PM it to me, because sometimes Discord goes mental when I stream and I can't find stuff afterwards. Hello, Dan. And DMF as well. Judging by the like ratings, I've offended somebody. Probably because I said the map's crap. Or something, I don't know. Probably offended WBF's fanboys or something by saying, hey, this map isn't finished and it should never have been on FSUK in the first place, and whoever tested it shouldn't be... You know, should be a lot more heavily reprimanded than I initially believed they should have been. Because a map without a fuel point is not a map, it's unfinished. Shouldn't be released. How about going back to Felsbrunn? I might do a stream on Felsbrunn tomorrow, see how it does. Because I'm just done with this map now at this point. Hey, VF. Were you aware that Sutton doesn't have a fuel point, by the way, VF? Were you aware that this map is just straight up unfinished? My targets for this year? Yeah! I remember, Dusty. But I'm not gonna give a map a free pass just because... Like, I'm not gonna stop halfway through the stream, swap maps, and then, like, take a new thumbnail and stuff. I'm gonna finish the stream off, and this is the last stream on Sutton. I'm done with this map. I'll be on Felsbrunn tomorrow, because I like that map. That's a good map. Plan to... That's kind of a side, like, the map's not finished. It got released and it wasn't finished. And unless there's a fuel point in 1.2 or whatever version he's bringing out, that map won't be finished. Like, that infuriates me when people do this crap. Hey, Dragon Skies. And Pain as well. You also need... A silo! I'm fine with not being in a map, honestly. I'm fine with there not being a silo. Because the game mechanics allow for that. The game mechanics, the way the game works, allows you to not have a silo in the map. It's inconvenient, sure. But, you know, it's allowed within the game. There's no mechanic in the game, the base game, that allows you to not have a fuel point. Like, if you bring out a map that relies on mods for fuel and stuff, your map's not finished. If you bring out a map that relies only on base game stuff, that's a finished map. I don't mind people not having silos. Sure, it's inconvenient. Sure, I'm going to place my own. But it doesn't lessen the map, in my opinion. Not having a fuel point means that unless you've got mods for fuel points... Isn't there base game fuel placeable? Let's have a look. I may be wrong. I don't think so. I'm not seeing one here. There's a water station. It's hardly going to be in decoration. Not in farmhouses, not in sheds. Not in silos, and it's probably not going to be in outputs, so no, there's no base game fuel placeable. There's one, yeah, there's one on the mod hub, but mods aren't base game. This map, if you don't download any other mods, isn't functional. And you know, for me, that should be a fail on FSUK. That you get, like, if you, unless you got a fuel trigger mod, that the map just doesn't work. And I'd say the exact same thing that I'm saying now if it was Oxy or Dusty or somebody that I know and talk to and like making this exact same mistake. It's something that, it's a mistake that shouldn't be made. You know, it's not something that should be seen as acceptable. Before somebody says, "Oh, you're just saying this because you don't like WWF," I'd say the same thing to anybody else. If Dusty made this mistake, I'd actually probably be harsher on him. If Oxy made it, I'd sure as hell be harsher on him, because I expect a lot more from Oxy. Yeah, it is a bit of an oversight not to do their own fuel placeable, but I suppose in Giant's mind, like, the base game do not like WBF. I don't think he comes across well publicly. I've spoken to Landy, and from what Landy's been saying, WBF is a nice guy. He just doesn't come across very well publicly. And you know, all I've seen of him is public persona, so I've not got a very high opinion of him. I've not spoken to him privately, so you know, I've not experienced that side of him, so I'm just going off what his public persona. Is there seriously not a fuel point on this damn map? I refuse to believe that somebody could be... I have the old version, so the new one was a fuel station. The old one should have a fuel station. It got passed perfect by FSUK. You know, either that tester didn't bother checking the map, or yeah, FSUK suddenly now allows you to bring out unfinished maps as being perfect. This is my issue, is like, it got passed was perfect by FSUK. Like, I'd question the impartiality of the tester if this is regarded as a perfect map and no problems. And I'd question the FSUK standards if that tester is allowed to continue. Use the minimap. Minimap's saying there's none. I'm refusing to believe that. I'm going for an Explorer. It's 2019, they're on a solar power. Apparently. I refuse to believe a map maker could be that inept as to forget to put a fuel point on their map. Refuse to believe it. I also refuse to believe that an FSUK tester could be that inept as to, like, pass something as perfect when it doesn't have a fuel point. Time to put fuel triggers in medical. Nathan, you know I'd come down on you harshly if you didn't. Even just the one, even like a garage somewhere is fine. Doesn't have to be at the yard, doesn't have to be anywhere that makes... It needs to make sense. Like, if there's a garage and that's the only fuel point, that's fine. How much snow have I had? Very little. Okay, let's zoom in on the shop, because this seems to... This is something that annoys me as well. And it's not something that I'm going to complain about too much. when somebody puts like 3 triggers right beside each other, it's the Sawmillery shop. I don't know what's actually there. There's a shop there. No fuel point there. This one, no. Yeah, there is just no fuel point on the map, is there? Somebody was actually that inept. Can't get into fields. This map just wasn't tested by FSUK at all, was it, VF? Like, no fuel point, a field that you can't access, and it's regarded as perfect. I'm sorry, but the person that tested this didn't actually look at the map. That's the only conclusion I can draw. Because every other test that I've seen done, like, some of them have been really nitpicky. People go into huge amounts of detail. Hey, FS Agent. But this map, it was just, it's good. Except for the, you know, the wasn't open. Yeah, it just wasn't tested. The person that tested it shouldn't be testing anything else in the future. They should be removed from the FSUK test team because they didn't do anything. Now, I've looked at the test report, I know who tested it. And I'm not going to name them. I'm not going to be that guy. But they shouldn't be testing anything else. And anything else they do test, and I'll be checking test reports in the future, I won't be touching anything else they test. I wouldn't even call it functional VF. This map should have straight up failed testing. Try and get it to Aston. Aston I trust. Aston knows what's up. Person that tested this, I'm gonna have to do my own tests on their stuff in the future to make sure that it actually functions. Right, moving on. I don't know what else to do right now. I had great plans for this map and they've all gone to pot because the map just has finally got to me and got me to the point where I just hate it. But I'll finish this stream. Scared to upload now to FSUK? Don't be scared, Payne. Don't be scared, like, I know what you're working on. It's not something that I'm interested in, so you won't get hatred from me. Let's just fast forward time and hope something grows. How long am I going for? I'll go till 7 o'clock. So another hour and a quarter or so. What's wrong with the map? Blash. Let me begin. Number one, the version that was passed as perfect on FSUK. This is this version. There was a major problem with GE. You put something into GE that just didn't fit the FSUK rules. Field 6 over the other side of the map. You can't get into that. There's no access. You gotta drive through a hedge. If you're out of fuel in this map and you don't have a fuel point placeable, well, tough luck. You're out of fuel. There's no fuel point. Sell your tractor and buy a new one. This was passed as perfect on FSUK. This map is not functional. Looks pretty. Doesn't work. Work on 4 maps, but it's a struggle. That's what happens when you take on 4 projects at once. I'm just gonna let it run through the night here. You can watch the crops grow. Which hopefully they'll hit fully grown. And hopefully there won't be a weed infestation just as they become fully grown. Hey, HC. I'm waiting for a good map. Still waiting for a good map. And console people, I'm gonna be very blunt with you. You guys are saying, oh, PC got all the good maps. PC haven't got a good map yet. I know why it was rated perfect, Janice. Let's just say my impartiality comment has some merit. Hey, Scenery Gaming. You're on ETS too. Fully grown and no weeds! The whole field fully grown now? Can I skip forward to morning? Yes. Just set a... Oh yeah, also the errors that are in the map. A perfect map on FSUK shouldn't have errors. Just saying. It's actually within their own criteria. Perfect maps don't have errors. This one does. But it's apparently perfect. Where did I leave the combine? Have I run past the combine like twice now? There we go. Are Giants giving any priority to get a map tested? I think they are, Jeremy, at this point. Like, it's been pointed out to Lizartan directly that, like, console players are desperate for a map, and it's very much needed to have a mod map in the game now. Other than Estancia Pacho, it's very needed to have a third-party mod map in the game now, and I think Giants are hopefully gonna get one to us in ideally next week. When am I doing a multiplayer stream? That'll be on Saturday, Larry lad. Game seems to have a fuel theme. Yeah. Giants... CD, I'll be blunt. It looks to me that there's absolute chaos going on in the QA team right now. Because, like, if you look at Discord, P-Freak seems to have a new job, but they haven't taken on anybody new for QA yet. And P-Freak was, I think, like, QA lead before. So I think like, they've got fewer people testing more stuff, and that's something that doesn't work mathematically. I think something happened and it's all gone down the toilet for the time being, at least. I think I know what I just did there to cause that. Sorry about that. I think I know what I just did to cause that internet problem. Or maybe not. Yeah, FS19 seems to be causing just absolute mayhem within Giants, unfortunately. I've only dropped 1,000 frames though, which is 0.8% of the stream. By the way, I know that I shouldn't be going around the field with the pipe facing inwards, but this is the easiest way to do the first headland. I will spin around for the second headland. And I'm hoping the combine doesn't get stuck on a bloody tree. What's P-Freak's new job? I don't know. To be honest, I haven't been on Giants Discord much lately, so I haven't seen what P-Freak's new title is. This is the right way to do it? Are we in Bizarro world? Because like yesterday I did stacking well, today I'm doing harvesting well. What kind of weird Bizarro world have we actually gone into now? Also, I'd say I did the spraying fairly well as well. That's pipe hits trees. Good point. I think we're in Bizarro world where, like, I'm actually doing things well in Farm Sim. I think there's a reason behind it, Dave. I think there might have been something else going on. Where's the real Dave? Yeah, I'm as confused as you guys are, to be quite honest. I've looked at the second. There is none, Martin. I actually looked at the map. There's no fuel trigger down there. And from what people have been saying in chat, there's no fuel trigger on this map at all. So this is the last stream I'll do on this map, and I'll return to Felsburn tomorrow because there are no other maps that I just get on with at the moment, annoyingly. I got on with Riverview, but I don't want to do like constant multiplayer because people expect multiplayer then when I'm doing single player maps. Which is why I'm limiting multiplayer as much as I am. I don't enjoy it when people come in during a single player stream. Oh, what's the server? Is this multiplayer? Blah, 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 multiplayer? Try Maypole. I have Farming Boy. It's a map that I don't get on with. I know it's by Cavalier Roy, and he's pretty good at map making. It annoys me for some reason, and I can't place the reason. So I'm not. It's much like this map. Like, I was more than willing to give this map as many chances as I could, but the lack of a fuel trigger is the death of it for me. Just the amount of problems this map has, I'm just done with it. Hey, farming man. There's V2 of Maypole. Yes, there is. The problem with Maypole for me, Farming Boy, and I think this is maybe not the biggest issue I have in my mind, but this is definitely one of them that exists, is that, like, there's so many fields. It would be such a better map if you could get to all the fields and work them all, because you could, like, have really cool gradual expansion of the farm with relatively small machinery, and that's not something you can do. There's a lot of kind of... you know, half the map, more than half the map is inaccessible. The problem is, Blash, is maps should be fully functional out of the box. You shouldn't need to download a mod just to buy fuel on a map. The map should come with a fuel point somewhere. It's frankly sheer incompetence on the map maker's part and the tester's part that neither of them figured that a fuel point would be necessary on a map in Farming Simulator. Even if the fuel point made no sense where it was, it's something that's needed. There's no base game solution to that. The trees also, yeah. Like, they irritate me on Riverview, but I find that I ignore them because the rest of the map is so pretty. But on Maypole, there's several places where you stand, you just see these perfectly straight lines of trees, unfortunately. And it just brings me kind of out of the game entirely. Like, It takes me out and reminds me that I'm in a game and not just like... I know that I constantly use this view, by the way, but it takes me away and it reminds me that, you know, it's a fictional map, it's a game. And, Rushed comes down. I don't know, rushed isn't probably the right word for Maypole or Riverview, it's just not up to the standards we got used to in 17. Now the ogre's in the wrong place. Ah, shush. Germany, I think the problem with 19 was that Giants were still kind of finalizing things as the game was coming up to release, so in some cases they weren't 100% sure what was going on. What was going to be the case for the game. I think that's why there's been so many, I guess, problems with the game and problems with trying to get maps and mods out is like right up until day of release, Giants weren't entirely sure what was going to be in the game and were trying to chase bugs. And even after release, they were chasing bugs. This is true, Yanis. This view lowers the amount of neon green trees that I see. Maybe you're right, Jeremy. Maybe Giants need to go to a 3-year release cycle or a 4-year release cycle. Bring out, you know, more smaller DLCs for, let's say, FS19 and bring out FS23 instead of FS21. He's going to dump Sutton when a new comes. I'm dumping Sutton today. This is the last stream. I've reached my breaking point with it. You know, I'm just bleh. I'm gonna be on Felsbrunn tomorrow, so if you're not interested in the Giants map, tough luck. There's no other good maps out there at the moment that I get on with, at least. Because Maypole is, in my eyes, a good map. I just don't get on with it. Now, best case scenario is FSUK drop like this really amazing mod map that nobody had heard of tomorrow. Or like a map sneaks out of Giants tomorrow. You know, that's the best case scenario, because then I won't be on Felsbrunn. But failing that, I'm gearing up to return to Felsbrunn and work on the mega field that are created. And I'm more than happy to have Tiny stream. Nothing's wrong with Felsbrunn. Exactly! Pierre, I'm 100% with you. I love Felsbrunn. It's a really, really good map. Unfortunately, it's saddled with the unfortunate situation where it's a Giants map. And for whatever reason, people just hate the Giants maps. But it's like a really good map in its own right. No, Dwaffle, I'm not going to do that. And VF, frankly, I don't trust ModHoster anymore. Like, I'll trust it for scripts, because usually it's the only place you can get them, but with the amount of problems that ModHoster has and how often they just forget... Is ModHoster.com actually back yet, by the way? On that note. Have they finally found the competence to actually renew their security certificate? Because that's one of my big problems with ModHoster is like half the time it's not accessible because their security certificate has expired again. Still down? Reasons I don't use ModHoster. I don't like console players. I do from time to time, but it's always kind of preceded by, I know most are fine, but... Yeah, and I know most console players are perfectly fine, but it's the minority that kind of get slammed by everybody. Even giants, you know, there's that vocal minority that everybody just hates. Because they're never happy. They want more all the time. They want this right now. They want that right now. They want this yesterday. It's... They you know, they take away from the fun for a lot of people, and they're the reason for almost the entirety of FS17 I had console in the blacklist on the channel, where I just wouldn't see comments about console during the streams because they'd got on my nerves too much. I wanted to enjoy it, and they were making things not enjoyable for me. That said, I also know that a lot of you guys that watch me are on console, and you guys know that I don't care what you play on. As long as you're nice people, as long as you're nice to each other and don't make up fake crap, I really don't care what you play on. As long as you enjoy the game. See, that's exactly my point, VF, is like, if there's a site that I feel can't be supported, I'm just blanket not supporting any sites that are even vaguely dodgy anymore. Which Mod Hoster is vaguely dodgy, let's face it. It's not as bad as ScumHub or any of the Farming Simulator whatever mod sites. I just don't... I can't support them, and if I don't support them, I shouldn't be downloading from them. Like, if I'm telling you guys to not go to them, why should I? There's no... I don't see the point in having that double standard that I did for a while, well, for the longest time. So I'm going to practice what I preach. If I say don't go to this site, I'm not going to go to that site. In fact, there's a map going around the dodgy sites that looks amazing. It looks stunning. Looks really, really good. I'm not going to touch it. It annoys me that I can't touch it. That I'm not going to download it. That I'm not going to, you know, even have a look for myself. But what's the point in saying don't go to these sites if I do? Well, these maps comes off Facebook. I can't remember the name of it now, VF. It was a European style map if memory serves. Facebook, if it's directly from the modder, I'll be fine with. Like, custom modding. His 9R came out today. Or yesterday, maybe yesterday. Recently, anyway. Tempted to download that. Because I know custom modding only works off Facebook. When I get a mod list going, and I'm going to work on that sometime soon, I'll say, hey Rob, man, when I get a mod list going, I'm just going to give you a link to his Facebook page. Like, I'll support modders who want to just release stuff on Facebook. I have no problem with that. It's when mods go up onto the dodgy sites that I start having issues. And that I don't want to touch the mods because I don't want to go on those sites and promote them. Hey Rob. You're on Facebook. Should you set up an account just for a month? I think you should, Ernie. A lot of modders are turning to Facebook now. It seems a lot of them that don't want to use the mod hub are just releasing on Facebook because that's easiest. So, I'll follow more modders on Facebook and see what's coming out. I'm letting my moral compass guide the channel now, which is probably a mistake, but hey. If I find good mods on Facebook, I'll put the links into the mod list. To the Facebook pages. I'm not going to just put the Dropbox links or Google Drive links. I'll put the Facebook page links and you can find them there. It's broken hands down time in the game. The game is slightly broken. There are bits of the game that I will admit openly are broken. That just don't work the way they should. But the game is in no way as bad as some people have been claiming. And by the way, to those of you, and I know there's a few in here, who do use the dodgy sites consistently because they're the only places you can find the, you know, the mod you want. That's fine by me. I'm not going to touch them, but it's fine by me. It's not a case of I don't, you know, it doesn't affect me, I don't care. It has issues. Some things are broken. Like the placeable system, the entire reason that the terraforming system came in is because the placeable system is kind of at a base level broken. And it doesn't work the way that it maybe should. Doesn't work very well. But the terraforming system takes care of that, you know. It was, you know, fairly common knowledge that the terraforming system was a tad rushed because, oh crap, the placeable system is making people very angry. No, Rob. I don't see the need for them because I've got the big bags and I like the big bags and the big bags make more sense. Place anywhere mod is a must. Where's that? Where's the place anywhere mod? I've not seen that anywhere. Presuming it's on some weird site that I've not heard of. It's on mod hoster. That's a script. I'm fine with that. I'll have a look for it later on. Mod hoster gets a free pass for scripts because for some reason so many modders love putting scripts on mod hoster. And they're usually some of the best scripts in the game, so that's the only reason mod hoster gets a free pass for scripts. Hey, Farming Feature and Farmer Campion. Some good ideas, but you need more time to get correct. Yeah! That's kind of going to be the way of S19's remembered, I think, is just it needed more time before release. You found the place anywhere? GitHub? Ooh, link in Discord, please, Yanis. Because I'm much happier using GitHub than I am mod hoster. That's what annoys me too, Adam, is like the people that are saying FS, you know, Farm Sim's going more and more arcade. To an extent, yes. It's much more simcade than it used to be. But the vehicle handling in itself, yeah, sure, the mechanics are more simcade. The vehicle handling, much more realistic. It's really kind of an MR light kind of vehicle handling, which is really kind of it's nailed what I wanted out of MR. So if and when Dural brings out MR, I don't need it. I won't be using it. I don't feel like it's necessary. The vehicles handle in a believable way. I'm not going to say a realistic way, but a believable way. You can feel the weight of the equipment on the back. You can feel the engine kind of spooling up. You get that feel out of the game. Even if you're on controller or keyboard, you can kind of get the feel of the weight that's going on. And that's, I think, what Farm Sim needed all these years. I think the only thing that MR has that Farm Sim needs is the wobbly 3 points. The way the 3 points react in MR, where they wobble a bit. Seasons is probably going to be a fixture for me when it comes out, if only for the weeds. Because I'll be honest, I don't like how much Seasons can slow the game down at times, but I do like the way that it works. What have you missed? me being very angry at this map and saying that tomorrow is going to be either a mod map that drops tonight somewhere, or early tomorrow somewhere, or Felsborough, because I'm done with this map after today. Because this map is broken. Just doesn't work. At a base level. Just done with it. I'd love if somebody just brought out a mod that was soft 3 points. Just straight up. That would be perfect. What's wrong with it? There's no fuel point, and one of the fields is inaccessible. Tomorrow might be a memorable day, it might. What are soft 3 points? If you remember, Adam, from the brief period I used MR before getting really angry at that for the way that it handled hills, I was ranting and raving about how great it was that the 3-point equipment wobbled. And like I'd put a plough on the back of the tractor and watch it wobble left and right and up and down. That's what I'd like to see come into Farm Sim as a whole, is just the 3 points no longer being just magical cement. I need to remember, Jeremy, on that note, to unmute my mic after the stream, because I changed my mic mute from being just OBS to literally everything. I went on TeamSpeak for about 3 hours last night with my mic muted, and I didn't realise until Landy asked me if I was there. I replied, and he said, "Dave, your mic's broken." I looked down at my stream deck, and pressed the button that unmuted my mic and just said to Landy, "I know why it was broken. I was, I'm gonna paraphrase what I said because it wasn't very PG. I was a bit of a fool. I had my mic muted this entire time and I'd forgotten." Can't wait for Mar. I don't think many people can wait for Marwell. That is a map that the community needs. The UK and Irish community needs, at the very least. So you know, I'm waiting for it. Hey, Darth. VF can tell you, because he's been on TeamSpeak a few times. Number one, it's not PG at all in there. Number two, I do the dumbest crap. I do such dumb crap. Constantly. I don't mean to most of the time, but I just do. The dumb crap that I do in streams is me kind of intentionally doing it. The dumb crap that I do on TeamSpeak is mostly unintentional. Like forgetting to unmute my mic. CVF. Hope the weather picks up in the next few days, because I would like to go walking, and I don't want to do it when there's ice about, because Irish people just can't handle like icy roads for whatever reason. Irish people just can't handle roads that are icy. Wet roads mostly okay. I did not see the Ronkius flight plan you posted. I'll check it later on though. It was -5 this morning here. Yeah, it's been raining most of the day here, which is kind of nice because I just have this thing where I dislike snow. So many people wanted Sosnovka? God. So many people love depression, apparently. Your house was struck by lightning. Cool. My left knee's still a bit wonky as it turns out. Especially if I have it at an awkward angle like I just did for the last hour or so. You've had 2 inches of snow. Very fun indeed. I would be very angry if we had, I like dusting and a small bit is fine, but like what happened last year with the 6 odd inches of snow we had was, that was excessive snow. That was just plain excessive, and I hope there's not another beast from the east on the way. On the flip side, I hope there is, because it was comical watching Ireland just completely shut down for a day. It's like, the snow, country closed, sorry, come back tomorrow. Just, now, this weather is something we cannot deal with. There is... That's in the US, Darth. It's not going to come over this way. If it does, it'll be heated up by the Gulf Stream. North Atlantic Current and all that kind of stuff. It's like we're packing 100 grey lions, they haven't fed us for weeks, and then they'll throw us food and we'll swallow it whole. Pretty much, Laurie lad, yeah. Chicago got 6 foot overnight. I would totally be hiding under the snow in Chicago. Probably be dead, but that's beside the point. Bread shortage. Oh, I did love that. My mother, I was talking to her the other day, and she said, oh, the snow forecast was nice. I said, oh, did you get the 6 loaves of bread that are apparently required for every household when it snows? And she said, no, we don't eat much bread. I was like, yeah, but apparently it's required. I mean, you remember what happened last year when there was snow? Everybody just bought all the bread. How much bread do you eat? A few slices a day. How much bread did you buy? 16 loaves! Why? Why would you want that much bread? You don't eat that much. Nobody eats that much bread. Hey, Sylvan. They gave away bread on the Late Late Show. Did they actually? On 1.2, I'm not on 1.2 fast, I'm on the original version. The version that's horrifically broken. Chicago's record snowfall is around 16 inches in a single day. You live a couple of hours south of there. That's still quite a lot of snow. Just buy a fuel station. I don't have one in my mods installed at the moment. This is the problem, is I shouldn't need to buy one. This is my entire point. I shouldn't need to buy a fuel station to have a fuel station on the map. If you need to buy a fuel station to have a fuel station on the map, then the map isn't finished. And the only time that I give people a free pass is when I'm testing a map and I just say, hey, you've forgotten to put a damn fuel station in, you fool. Didn't mean to turn off the engine. Map releases with no fuel point, then it's a map that's released unfinished. And it will get no sympathy from me and no... Is it not an easy thing to forget? It is an easy thing to forget. That's why you have people test your maps and why FSUK are supposedly... supposedly have standards for maps, but apparently FSUK's standards no longer include actually functions. It's not the player's responsibility to download mods to make the map fully functional. It's the modder's responsibility to release a fully functional map. And on FSUK, where there's testing, it's the tester's responsibility to make sure that the map is fully functional. Especially if it gets a perfect rating. Hey, Farm Life. So I'm being harsh on the map because it's from FSUK, because I expect more from FSUK. Like, It's one of the reasons that I have FSUK as one of my sites that I'll use is because I trust it. I expect a lot from FSUK. I expect the mods from FSUK to, at the very least, be functional at a basic level. This one isn't. I expect mods that are ranked as perfect on FSUK to have no problems whatsoever, no errors, nothing missing. This has errors and there's stuff missing. You know, that's why I'm coming down so harshly on it, is because I would expect the same standards from a perfect map on FSUK as I would from Dusty Dave, Nathan, Oxygen David. I would expect, you know, a good map. I wouldn't expect something that on a base level doesn't work without mods. You shouldn't be expected to have to download a mod for a map to work at a basic level. That's why I've come down so harshly on Sutton and why I'm dropping it as of the end of this stream. Yeah, I controlled today because I was in a bit of a rush. Dusty, you know that I expect I expect good things from you. And you know that I was really disappointed when you made that bad map in 17. It actually put me into a bad mood because I was so disappointed. We shall forget the map Dusty made while drunk. We will blame it on Dusty being drunk as well. Dropping this map. It's going away. But I expect certain standards out of people at this point, and I get used to what mappers usually do. Massive Southon? No, I'm just gonna play it as normal and then just not play it again. You see, you made the map all drunk. Completely logical excuse. You were drunk and too tired. You shouldn't have made the map. Can we send the cold? We can't send weather to somewhere that doesn't exist, Rob. I mean, I've been through this with you several times. You can't send things to somewhere that doesn't exist. It'd be like trying to send the weather to Narnia. In before Rob gets insanely angry at that. You haven't seen any snow? Have you opened your eyes, bucko? It's been snow pretty much everywhere. I have to call Gandalf to get weather to New Zealand. Narnia's made in New Zealand. You see? Doesn't exist. Proof that New Zealand doesn't exist. It's actually in Narnia. And Middle Earth at the same time. Like, no place that could exist is both Narnia and Middle Earth. That's just a physical impossibility. Now we wait for Rob to get angry again. If anyone other than Rob is from New Zealand, please know that I'm just making jokes to annoy Rob. Because he gets very annoyed but when I say that New Zealand doesn't actually exist. Something meant as a slight in New Zealand is meant as a slight on Rob. There we go, my entrance back. Europe England smashes in the Six Nations? Not bloody likely. The trailer is not suitable for transporting crops. It's extremely dirty. Farm Life, have you seen trailers that actually transport crops in Ireland? This is clean by those standards. You live in England. Yeah. This is clean by Irish standards, trust me. I've seen literal rust buckets transporting crops over here. Yeah, Rob, that was my internet crapping out again. It's been doing that with increasing frequency of late. And I have been extremely angry with my provider as a direct result. Put the pipe in? Okay, pipe's gone out. Grow! I'm doing the growing jig. People moving grain tankers around your area and mine. Oh, I've only just noticed the power button on these. Can you turn them off? No. Groats. Oh, ooh! Was that square always grown? Jeremy Square of oats, will you always grown? Grow? Nope. Grow? Nope. As fully grown? No. As fully grown? No. As fully grown? No. It's fully grown? Don't watch the trailer? Okay, we'll watch the trailer then. As you wish. Rule number 1, don't tell me what to do. Rule number 2, don't try and use reverse psychology on me. Watch the trailer? No. You already told me not to. Was that, no, that was my stream deck doing a derp. Don't do a handstand. I can't do a handstand even if I wanted to, Sim. I am too fat for handstand. Headstand. That would break my neck. Shane Durskin can be more dynamic. Yeah. It would be nice. Or, like, if the colour changed depending on what you were doing. Like, hauling manure, it turned brown. Hauling grain, it turned, like, dusty and kind of golden dust. To represent the bits of stuff that would be on it. It'd be nice. Watching Bathurst this weekend. Probably I'll watch a bit. I mean, it's a 12-hour race. I'll probably catch 1 or 2 hours of it for sure. Thanks to Nismo and Nissan for throwing it on to the YouTubes. Oh, that was raising the header. No, I don't want to raise the header. Dothel, the second rule is the bum should only be higher than the head if you're looking for something, and you have to form some sort of weird human pyramid for it. Patriots, I'm voting referee for the Super Bowl. Referee will win the Super Bowl. I saw that coming. I care not for hand egg. Or particularly large bowls, as it happens. The egg! Yes! The egg will win the Super Bowl. The hand egg of glory. That's true, Dwazzle. I'm not going to deny that. It gets a bit dodgy when I got to get under my desk, because like my bed's only about 3 feet behind me, so I always end up having to scoot like head first and like form this weird shape that shouldn't possibly exist. The ball will win. The egg in the bowl will win. And it shall be lifted by the referee. Just don't insult the LA Rams. Are there even sheep in LA? I mean, Dusty, that would be much more entertaining than watching 6 hours of a 80-minute game. I do not like hand egg. That's it's LA. Somebody probably does actually have a pet goat. LA people are weird. See you, Larda. Enjoy whatever it is you gotta go do. There is goat yoga in LA. My point stands. LA people are weird. You're watching Halftime Heat instead of... Rob, keep it PG. Ernie, believe it or not, that's actually kind of true. That is fairly true to life. I've seen tractors driving down the road here that have like perfectly spotless tires because the tread, the way that it is, it throws the mud off regardless of where it is. They don't get spotless. Thing is, Ernie, they do. That's the surprising thing, is like, unless they've been sat to dry, if they're just coming out of a muddy field, they do get clean. And even the walls get clean because the centrifugal force, it pushes the mud out. The only time they stay dirty is when the mud has been allowed to dry. and cake in. Yeah, generally speaking, just flicks off. Vegans are now saying using manure for electricity is mean to animals and should be banned. Maybe they should stop using electricity then, and Twitter, and Facebook, and the internet in general, because, I mean, maybe they should stop driving their petrol cars, because, I mean, petrol used to be animals. Plastics used to be animals. Vegans are coming across as increasingly hypocritical. Is that what you're calling it now, Rob? Wrestling? Interesting. Even if it's dry, the mud spins off? I didn't know that. The vegans are depriving animals of food. Like, because of vegans, there are animals in Africa that are starving because the vegans have stolen their food. I'll check it after the stream, Sid. I should point out at this stage, I don't hate vegans, I just hate militant vegans. The guys that are adamant that everybody should be vegan, because I am. It's like, no. No, how about everybody should keep their own bloody ideas to themselves at times? And maybe try to not force stuff on people. Clean my trailer? Nope. Then put the oats in? Yep. I bet vegans also like organic food, which requires animal waste to grow. And this, to a vegan, it's made of plastic. This is the devil. You're installing Minecraft? Why? I'm not gonna judge, because I had Minecraft installed for a while and played it for like half an hour and then got angry at it because it's terrible. I've just completely grown out of it. I didn't realise how much I'd grown out of it until I tried playing it. Need a graphical update from Farm Sim. Is it so you can make a cow killing farm just to annoy the vegans? Actually, funny thing is, in Minecraft I'm usually a vegan because it's easier to grow wheat than tend to animals. I like my logic there, like, it's easier to grow wheat in Minecraft than it is to actually care for animals. Unless it's chickens, in which case I grow this build this, like, giant chicken hopper that dumps eggs into a hopper that feeds into a chest. So then I just, like, grab the eggs every so often, throw them in, like, end up with infinite chickens. That is the best way to play Minecraft, is just infinite chickens. Fortnite was there before it was popular. That's vegetarian, not vegan. This is true! Especially seeing as I tend to go on chicken murdering rampages when my chicken hopper gets too full. then I end up with roast chicken forever. I might reinstall the Feed the Beast launcher, actually. See if I enjoy modded Minecraft again. Oh, by the way, something that I did last night that I forgot to mention. I finished the rewrite of the hoppers in game now, Sim. I finished the Cotton Crop script, the rewrite of it. Spoke to Landy about it, and I'm now going on a second rewrite of it because I was going to make a second video, and then I decided it might be better if it was just the one video, so it's going to end up even longer. Hello, Soy Rodrigo. How many pages? I didn't count. It was like 7,000 words. Just make my chicken hopper so it kills them with lava. Yeah, but then I'd run out of chickens, is the problem. Like, my chicken hopper, the way that it works, that I usually build it, is perfect. Mainly because it glitches all the sounds and I find it entertaining. Simulate. If you'll be on TeamSpeak later, I can, I guess, teach you how to build a chicken hopper? But I'll need to reinstall Minecraft myself first because I can't remember the block numbers that you need. Because there's a way that you can do it where you only need 4 buckets of water. Green on top, X fall down, second tank. But yeah, you could install a lava blade. But you'd need a lot of chickens in the first place to get the lava blade working. You've installed tickets, oh god. Make a Minecraft video? If I enjoy Minecraft, I might make a Minecraft video. I tend to play the Feed the Beast mod packs, so they tend to be quite insane with the stuff you can do, and I tend to be quite clueless. And just end up cheating in insane things to level entire islands. That tends to be how I play Minecraft, it's just like level island, build giant death base. Tomorrow stream Minecraft. If I might reinstall it tonight, and if I enjoy it I might stream Minecraft tomorrow. Just for the memes. I even have on voice mod a cave sound effect for when we're in a cave. Hello down there. What is this? Sutton Farm, don't download it, it's terrible. This is the last stream I'm doing this map. Not trying to judge, please don't make a Minecraft video. Not Minecraft, then Explain. Explain maybe, actually. Seeing as I've finally learned how to land the Zebo. Do I have No Man's Sky? Yes, I do. Which confused the crap out of Darth, because for the longest time I said it was crap. Then I watched Sim and Landy on it and I realised, actually it's not as crap as I thought now. It used to be crap, but it's actually quite enjoyable now. I'm streaming from a cave. I'm almost surprised more Minecraft streamers haven't come up with the idea of using like voice mod and stuff when they're in a cave to make it like immersive. It's like, well, we're in a cave, a cave, a cave, a cave, a cave, a cave. It's quite small, 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 small. Why am I doing that manually when I can just We're in the cave! Quite small! Hello, San Diego! Why in the cave in the mountains? Yeah, a bit too easily entertained by that, aren't I? Too easy to play with it. At which point Sim is now giggling. It's calving season. A bit earlier for calving, Peter, isn't it? Because, like... Okay, the reason I say this is because I worked in a lab and, it's for me... Yeah, but calving really is super heavy. At least the input to the labs for BVD tests was super heavy in March and April, around that period. So unless an insane amount of farmers left their calves grow 6 weeks before notching the ears, which I guess is likely, I wouldn't put calving season until like March, April time. Lambing, sure, around this time of year. But calving, I kind of think is not starting for another month or so. I'm probably wrong there. That's kind of the time frame that I had in my mind. Also, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised that I'm not wearing my dressing gown or anything today, because I was really I was looking at the weather last night and I said, oh god, I'm probably going to be like in a dressing gown or something today because it's so cold. That's not as cold as I'd feared, so wearing normal human clothes today. Don't think seasons exist in farming anymore? Possibly not. It's a local thing? Ah, okay. Yeah, like on a more national scale, it's kind of March, April is when the majority seem to be calving. Or at least when the majority of BVD tests went in. I don't know. You might be able to answer this, Peter. How long, when the big BVD sweep was on, when the tests were mandatory, assuming you're in Ireland, of course, how long did you wait before notching the calves' ears? Was it like a couple of weeks or a month or so? Because like that would kind of indicate when calving season actually is compared to when I was when the labs got the ear notches in. For those of you that don't know, by the way, I used to work for a few months in a lab where we tested calf ear notch samples for bovine viral diarrhea, which is not very nice to have. And unfortunately, a positive test resulted in one less calf for the farmer. Because well, BVD, if it's contracted by a calf, is fatal. And the tests, if they were positive, just sped up the process a bit. To older cattle, like, I think it's beyond a year. It's just it has no real effect. But to young calves, it's just not good at all. So I spent my days for 5 or 6 months in a lab, walking extremely quickly and dealing with that stuff. And I was happy because it was lab work and I got to do science. And every day, at the end of the day, I get bored and try and race myself with doing up the assays for the night. I think my record was 100 and... How many fit on the thing? I think it was 60 or 90 vials in 5 minutes. Each done individually. So it ended up working out as like 2 or 3 seconds to do the 6 steps required per vial. Because when you do something enough, you kind of get into this groove with it. Especially in science, where it's very regimented. Once you get into the groove, you can do things very quickly. Don't know when it came, the cow gave birth to a 6125R. That's an impressive feat for a cow. Giving birth to a deer. Yeah, no disease is welcome on a farm. That much is for sure. And in a way it sucks to be the guy that has to, you know, that discovers the bad news or that has to deliver it. But in a way it's good for the farmer because they at least know, well, you know, Daisy over here isn't going to be with us for very long. It sucks, but it helps the farmers, you know, it's a real double-edged sword. They'd rather know about it. Some would. Some were very gracious to know. Some were you know, appreciated the work that we were doing and kind of appreciated that it was necessary. Because it was actually legally required at the time. Some were a bit more clueless. And got a bit angry that they had to, in some cases, retest because, we'll say the vial was too damaged, that or something was missing, or it had in some way or other become contaminated, and we had to ring them and say, "No, you gotta redo the animal. Sorry, but you know we have minimum standards that we have to apply here, and the sample you sent us doesn't meet those minimum standards of what a sample is." And you know, those guys got really angry. Some did. Some said, "Oh, okay, I must have screwed up somewhere. I'll do it right now," and blah blah blah. And those were the worst phone calls to make, because you're just you're running the risk with every call of just making somebody innately angry, just insanely angry. Because it's an extra inconvenience on them, an extra little cost on them, and just extra work for them. And most of the guys that got a bit too angry and said, "Well, I'm not doing it," well, we ended up just kind of pointing out that there were several grants that were dependent on them being compliant with the program. They turned around very quickly. Forecast capped, of course. No, one day there was snow. That's always the way, Peters. They choose the most inconvenient times. All animals just know when it's really inconvenient to do things, and then they do them. It's just this weird thing that animals do. It's this sixth sense. It's like, hey, I know it'll be really inconvenient if I give birth right now. They're like, it's snowing, let's give birth. And I remember foot and mouth. That was quite mental with everywhere having those foot and mouth mats with disinfectants on them and bleach and stuff. That was very strange. Like, you go into a shop anywhere in town here and there was a mat inside with the foot and mouth thing. You just have to say the inspection is coming. See, the thing is because they had to send stuff off to an external lab. They had a choice of labs. It wasn't just the one. Because they had to send stuff off to an external lab, it didn't occur to them that it was a Department of Agriculture scheme that that was being run. And I think some of them forgot that it was. So all we had to do would be say, you know, well, you know, you don't have to take part in the scheme, but know that if you don't, you will be declared non-compliant by the department. And yeah, that's yeah, they're the guys that give out the grants, so can't see them giving too many grants to a non-compliant farm. They turn around very quickly. Would I rather be in a lab than on YouTube? I'd rather do both. I'd love to, like, have YouTube as a hobby and work in a lab during the day. That'd be like my absolute ideal glory world, but after being out of labs for 3 years now, I'd have a lot of relearning to do. I don't see a lab taking on somebody with as little experience as I have at my age. I could be wrong, but I don't see it happening realistically. Still no marble? Maybe tomorrow, Sam. Maybe tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, then maybe Monday. And if not Monday, then maybe Tuesday. Working in a lab and showing people how to put fuel triggers in. Fun thing is, Farm Sim's what got me the job. Because I was like, I've got a basic understanding. I play Farm Sim, so like, a lot of the stuff that's done on a farm is done in Farm Sim, which is true. So, like, the one job that I have had, I owe to Farm Sim. Which is kind of hilarious. Sam, the thing is, there might not be much to test on the DLC. Like, over the past 24 hours, so they did some mod testing. The QA team is obviously going to prioritize stuff that's going to bring money into Giants, and that means, like, DLCs, the game, stuff like that. Mods are lower down on the priority list because they don't bring money in. Sure, they keep the game alive for longer, but they don't directly bring money in. Hey, Blonde Lizard. You were going to meet for... Oh, God, that'd be fun. Yes, that's not stopping me from applying for jobs at labs. Don't get me wrong, I'm applying. Any jobs that are marked as entry level, I'm applying for because, hey, I might as well try my luck. I just know that realistically I'm unlikely to be asked for an interview. The reason you want to farm is because of Farm Sim. No, Llama King, that farming does not bring in as much money as Farm Sim says it does. Well, the surrounding marble might actually bring some money in. It might, you never know. I think mods do bring in a bit of money to Giants from, like, people seeing their favourite equipment. And, like, maybe a map near them, and being interested in agriculture at a base level, like, you know, there's going to be some money coming in from mods. Some sales that are directly down to mods, some that are down to people like me and Landy and Simulate and Dagwin and VF and Simulation for the Nation, who just, like, we're constant, like, these streams are ads for Farm Sim. Sure, it's me messing about and complaining about this map and, you know, talking about the game, but at the end of the day, these, you know, any YouTube video, any stream of the game is an ad for the game. That's why they gave you some of the, you know, that's why they gave YouTubers the early access keys and the press keys, because at a base level, we're one of their strongest and best marketing tools, because we can you know, we can talk to you guys and say, guys, this is a good game. You need to have a look at this. Peter's off to watch Emmerdale. He's just admitted it there in chat, guys. You've all seen it. Dave, my favourite TV show's on in a minute, and I need to watch it, so bye. Also, it's Emmerdale. Anyway, Landy is on countdown, apparently, according to Irish. Free-ish advertising? Well, Dandelion, it is, for the most part, free. In fact, you know, a lot of the people that play Farm Sim on YouTube buy the game themselves, so they make money off the advertising they get. Sure, me, VF and Sim were flown out to Germany for a few days to promote the game, but that was something they wanted to do. They didn't have to do it. Even giving away the free copies, you know. They know they're giving away free copies. The cost of giving us keys and DLC. That's... Dandelion, that's an advertising cost. The fact that we're doing this day in, day out, it reduces the effective cost. You know, there's the actual cost and the effective cost. The effective cost is very little with YouTubers. The actual cost is, sure, like, what, €35 for the game, €5 to €15 per DLC, and sure, that adds up when you got maybe 20 YouTubers on the list of people you're going to give the keys to, but at the same time, the effective cost per ad that you get, and every stream and every video is an ad, is nearly nothing. It's totally worthwhile. That's why so many big developers are giving YouTubers keys and sponsoring YouTubers and having sponsored streams and stuff. It just makes sense. It's 21st century advertising. That's why influencers is now. That's why influencer is a word now. It's a very kind of businessy way to look at it, but it's the way things are. Now, Andy should be live at this point, so I am going to finish the stream here. I'll be back tomorrow on probably Felsborough. Or something else. Landy is apparently not live yet. Oh wait, no, that's Twitch. And he's not restreaming at the moment because of his internet. He is not live. Why is he not live? Has his internet died completely? I'm opening up YouTube on my phone to double check. Because like, I don't want to be over streaming him, but at the same time, if he's going to be a small bit late, I don't mind extending a small bit. It's only a video? Oh. Yeah, why did he put a video up 6 minutes ago? Simulate made you buy 15? Yeah. I'm just gonna ping off a message to Landy real quick. That's fine, Irish. I'm just going to ping off a message to him real quick to see if he is going to go live. Because his internet might be terrible again. I hope that sends, because my phone seems to be a bit dodgy at the moment with sending things. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry about it, Irish. You got a notification from Landy at the time he normally streams. It's completely normal to expect him to be streaming. I hope that message sent. You got the video notification? Yeah. Same if you're about. Simulate. Did you see the message I just sent in the group chat? Landy streaming today? I have no idea, CD. I know about as much as you do. Can somebody check his community page? See if you put anything out on there about streaming? Because usually if he's not streaming, I'll put something out on his community page. Community tab or whatever you want to call it on YouTube. Because I've not got any clue, and it doesn't look like the message I sent on Facebook is actually sent. Nothing on community apart from the weather 11 hours ago. He's been on Facebook. Is he on Facebook now? Here's the next question. I've not seen that yet, for sure. He's on Facebook right now. You know, me, Sim and Landy have our own little group chat going. Separately, we have for several months now. And I sent it in there. Did that send? I sent Fahy a message in the hopes that he'll see it. He's on a 5-minute countdown on YouTube here. Is he now live? He's live. He's just gone live now. He is live now. Hey! Copy my idea for tomorrow. So, that's new. Yeah, I'll leave the stream here, guys. I'll be back tomorrow, probably on Felsbrunn. Until then, stay safe. And goodbye.